right, everyone, welcome inside the Veterans Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Somerset Berkley High School for this afternoon's freshman girls volleyball matchup between the Somerset Berkley Raiders and the Bourne Canalmen. We thank you for joining us on any of our TV or YouTube feeds. Keegan Hamblin on commentary with Mackenzie Pertell running our camera. The Bourne Canalmen will serve first in the road purples, Somerset Berkley, and the home navy blues. That was Brenna Timo on the serve, set up on the left side. Jillian Brown got it over. Set back again for Bourne. And Morrison unable to get it on frame. It'll be a Somerset Berkley point. It'll be Jillian Brown to serve first for the Raiders. Lines up on the left middle side. It leaps over the netting. The dig attempt wouldn't work. After Layla Blake hit it off of the netting, Claire Buckley had the second chance. Brown a much higher serve this time. A missed dig attempt from Tabor Ellis. That'll be an ace point for the Raiders. Another high serve again, popped up by Ellis. Backwards hit from Timo. Sending it over is Blake, and that one drops in. A nice hit there in the middle from Layla Blake for the first point of the afternoon for Bourne. Claire Buckley on the serve. Lines up in the middle. No run up for her at all, and she gets it over beautifully, and a miss hit there by Bryn Bowers will be an ace point for Bourne. Buckley barely gets over the netting. Bowers receives it again, taps it over on the side. Kirby sends it up. Now on the back line, and a missed hit by Ellis. Got our first substitution of the game for Somerset Berkley, Jess Carteret, to check on in. She replaced Kendra Kudo. It's going to be a nice save from Buckley. Can't get it over the netting. Timo hit it towards that end line. And you can see a lot of lines on the court. We play the red lines here. Hannah Cox checking in for Anna Kirby. 5-2 Somerset Berkley over Bourne in the first of 3 matches today. We got our JV side coming up next, as there's another ace point off the hands of Morrison. And then our varsity matchup coming up at 6 o'clock. Grace Morris again on the serve. Good dig, ends up over the net, and it drops in front. Nice touch by Carteret to get it over on the side of Hannah Cox. Good hit over for Bourne by Morrison. Oh, it looks like it was hit out of play that time. Yeah, timeout called by the Bourne Canalmen. We'll keep you here during the timeout, 8-2. Somerset Berkley over Bourne. And I know everybody's looking forward to that varsity matchup later on tonight. This is a Bourne Canalmen side that has just absolutely dominated since last season. They won the state championship last year. Again, we're trying to whisper during this timeout. There's a decent crowd that's in front of us. We're on the walking track, but you could hear a pin drop right now, but I'm telling you that is going to change when we get 2 hours down the road. Got to talk to both head coaches before the game. Both of them were saying the same thing. They want to see good teamwork and good communication. The key that Bourne stated was that they want to see a little bit more hustle out there compared to the first few games. And for Somerset Berkley, what they wanted to see more of good passing, and that seems to be working out so far. All right, we're out of the timeout. Grace Morris again set up on the mid-right side on the left side of the court for the Raiders serve. Here's the serve from Morris, ends up in the middle. Good dig attempt there by Timo. Up in the middle. And some miscommunication between Cox and Morrison. It was Cox who had the touch on it, actually almost accidentally hit Morrison. Cox gets it into the middle and a good hit there, and that one drops in for a Canalmen point. Angelina Carvonen on the tap. Layla Blake on the serve for Bourne. Leaping serve there, kept alive by Cataret. Up in the middle, and the kill attempt wouldn't work from Bowers. And the reverse hit wouldn't fall. Timo tried to set it up for Cox. Another sub checking in here for the Raiders. Adriana D'Souza into the match, replacing Grace Morris. Riley Duff on the serve. Lines it up and a good hit and another ace point off the hands of Brenna Timo. Stuff again, a line drive and drops over the netting. Two dig attempts. Ended up being some good ones, just couldn't get it over by Timo, and the first time from Ellis. Good hit on over, set up in the middle for Cox, and running in is Timo to send it on over. Back on the other side for Duff, sends it over on the second touch. Back behind for Timo, into the mix, sending it over will be Carvonen. Duff again into the mix, kill attempt, heading towards the back line, and it drops. Five straight here for the Raiders. Duff on the serve, back into the mix for Cox and a missed hit. Lining up on that right side was going to be Carvonen. This is a Bourne Canalmen volleyball program. Though this is only freshmen in this game, when we get to JV and Varsity later on today, it's a program dominated by sophomores and seniors, not a lot of juniors. Duff sends it over. And again, just dropping in between two Canalmen there. Carvonen and Blake that time. It's Duff into the corner. Set up on the other side, Carvonen taps it over. A one-hand touch and a good dig attempt from Buckley. Back over on the side, Ellis pops it up. Here's Cox. And running in, unable to get it over, Brenna Timo. Another good rally there by Bourne. And networks that we're broadcasting this game on today: Berkeley Community Access TV Channel 9, Somerset Access TV Channel 98, the Blue Raider Studios YouTube channel, and on Bourne Community Television channels 13, 14, and 15. Adds Buckley into the mix. Nice reach of the arm by Carvonen. Just barely got on the end of it. Runs the score to 17-3 in this first set. Here's Duff again. Line drives it over. Bourne doing really everything they can down there. Just a perfectly served ball. There it is, set up there from Buckley. Blake runs over, and she hits it towards some of the JV and varsity players. Also helping out on that Bourne bench, assistant coach Russell. Got Coach Ferrara right now for Somerset Berkley. Back behind, Tabor Ellis sends it over. Good round of applause from the Bourne bench. Duff on the left side. That's Bowers. Can't drop it in. After 10 straight Somerset points, Bourne finally got another one. Carvinen up. Kept up by D'Souza on the other side for Carteret. Lofts it down. Diving Blake even couldn't catch up to that one. Serving next for the Raiders, Britton Bowers. Nice serve over, and did that one drop? No, it did not. See, that was close to the end line. Carvinen actually thought it was a Raiders point. Actually, they reversed it. I think someone admitted that someone touched it on the Bourne side as it went through, so it is a Raiders point. It will be an ace point at that, too. That one drops down out of bounds, and that one is a Bourne point. Anna Cox on the serve, lined up on the right side, dropping quickly. There's an ace point for Bourne. Good serve there by Cox. We'll see if she can double down this time. And then we're going to have a violation. She stepped on the line as she was serving that ball. Got to release contact before you get over that line. You see players jump up, and then after they hit it, they land in front of that red line. That's okay. One of those feet was on the line while making contact. And here comes Grace Morris back into the match, replacing Adriana D'Souza. Carteret on the serve, dropping quickly, and it drops down. That was Timo looking for Buckley on her left that time. Runs the score in the set to 23-6 in favor of Somerset Berkley. Carteret can't get it over the netting that time. Kendra Kuda back into the match, replacing Jess Carteret. Tabor Ellis for Bourne, mid-right side. Line drive, short. And this is set point now for Somerset Berkley. Lily Fisher. Right side on the serve, into the mix. One hand hit over. Actually, one attempt hit over by Claire Buckley. Brenna Timo. Dropping quickly, a nice setup there. And more miscommunication. Bowers wanted it. Still set point here for the Raiders. Timo again on the serve. Dropping quickly. Good dig by Bowers. Duff on the side. It's Brown setting it up again. She receives it on the third whack. Hit backwards. And Somerset Berkley takes that set after it went off of Tabor Ellis. The way we do it in volleyball, both teams switch sides. For the freshman and JV side, it's best of 3 sets. When we get to varsity, it's best of 5. We'll take a short break while these two teams switch sides. We'll be back for the second set in just a minute. All right, we're back inside the Veterans Memorial Gymnasium, about to start set number 2 in this afternoon's freshman girls volleyball matchup. Somerset Berkley took set number 1. Both teams have swapped sides on the bench, as they do. And it should be Somerset Berkley serving first, and it will be as the referee tosses it on over to Kendra Kudo. But the first server up for the Raiders in the second set will be Lily Fisher. Fisher, a good high serve, and off the hands that time of Sasha Brown. Front line out there for Bourne, Bella Cavallo, Sasha Brown, and Angelina Carvinen. Front line for the Raiders, Grace Morris, Jillian Brown, and Riley Duff. Ends up on the back line that time, and Brown will get it on over, but out of bounds. Fisher again, another high serve and a good dig there by Kent. Duff gets it away. Another good dig there, and Kent sends it back over. Back on the other side for Duff, and she can't get it over the netting. Hit that top white part. Bourne gets their first point of the second set. It'll be Carvalho to serve, but first a substitution. Jenna Stanko checking in for Carly Kent. Soft serve over. Won't make it over that netting. Here's Jillian Brown. Brown, a nice line drive serve, drops for an ace point. Brown serves it way behind that red line. I think that was part of it why it didn't go over. Had good power on it, though. Hannah Cox checking back in for Bourne, replacing Brown. And it's going to be Cox to serve. And just a miss hit that time. It drifted off towards her left side, the far side from our vantage point. And a Somerset Berkley sub, Caderet in for Kudo. And Grace Morris on the mid-right side to serve this one up. 5-2, Somerset Berkley over Bourne set 2. Somerset gets to 25 first in that set. They will win the freshman match. Caderet sends it over to Canalmen going up for it. A backwards hit by Stanko. Back in the middle and a nice drop. Caderet. I don't even think she meant to do that originally. Well, you'll take it. McKenna Loudon checking in for Bourne. And Nevaeh Maxfield will go take a seat. Stanko couldn't get it over to the side to Loudon. That one drops down and another Raiders point. Nice serve over, a backwards hit there by Timo. Ends up in the crowd after a bounce. Yeah, another timeout called on the court by the Bourne Canalmen. They're down 9-2 in set number 2. Next games coming up on the freshman side for both teams. Somerset Berkley will be at Seekonk on Wednesday afternoon to take on the Warriors. Again, that tri-match starts at 3:30. Bourne is back at home, and they will be taking on the Apponequet Lakers starting at 3:30. If you're watching on our Bourne Community TV feeds, Dan Vincegara and I will be back for that tri-match going on. The Somerset Berkley freshman side is 3-0 so far on the year, and all of them have been sweeps against Greater New Bedford, Apponequet, and Durfee. And man, would this be a big result against last year's state championship program. They say everything is by generation, so you're looking at 2-3 years from now, the future varsity players for these programs. Grace Moore still on the serve out of the timeout. A high ball over, hit off to the side, and a nice hit back over by Stanko. It eventually drops, though, as Caderet sent it into the middle. Canalmen, though, give them credit. They're still getting good hits on their side of the court. Just having trouble after the Raiders send it back over. And that one drops. Stanko tried to let that one go, another ace. I believe now that's 5 or 6 now for Somerset Berkley. Here comes Kent back into the match, replacing Jenna Stanko. Timo will head to the back line. Serve up from Morris. And there's the hit from Timo. Backwards hit by Kent. Pop to the side to Duff, left side for Bowers, and it drops in on that back corner. Good hit there by Bryn Bowers. Up in the air, Timo sends it into the middle, and Timo's got to get it again after Kent hit it back to her. One touch from Carvinen back over. Bowers to the other side. Reverse hit there for Kent. Duff into the middle. In the air. That's going to head over the netting. Fisher back up. Side over. Bowers never got it to drop. That one was heading out of play. Brown elects to keep it in, though. Brown sends it back over. One-hand tap again from Kent. Still in the area, and it's a Raiders point. Good rally. That's a round of applause from everybody. And into the match will be Zoe Fisher. Great work by Grace Morris on all of those serves. And Fisher short on that serve. Angelina Carvinen, left side, whacks it over, stays in play. Duff on the side for Caderet, gets it over the netting. Here's Loden back over. That's Brown into the mix. Duff for Caderet. Saved by Timo. Kent back in the middle. And Carvinen will get that one to drop Actually, it was Loden who was there. Carvinen was the one who called it off that time, but Loden had the hit. And we'll be Carvinen to serve again. Carvinen a good serve over, and it drops for an ace point. Short serve over. Duff runs in, back over to Carteret. And Timo, I don't know if she was trying to get that one to Ken or Carvinen, but it drops down in the Bourne area. There is no set libero for either team here in this freshman game. Good serve over. Good job by Fisher to keep it alive. That's Bowers with it, off of Cox, and it drops behind. Good power there by Bowers. (15-5) the score in set 2. Duff on the serve line, drive short. Jenna Stanko checking back in as both coaches were telling him this is how you line it up. There it is. Yeah, the freshman level, they say, is the introductory class of sorts. And still the first 3 weeks of high school. You got 4 more years to figure it out. Stanko on the serve, drops in. Nice serve. Short serve that time. And you'll take the 1-1 though. All right, here is Bryn Bowers. Nice serve over. 2 attempts wouldn't work by Carvinen and Timo. Bowers again, and it drops. Gonna have to start calling that the Bauer power on that. Bowers, another heavy serve. Back in for Timo with the reverse hit. It was Fisher running in, and we got a net violation, it looks like, on Somerset Berkley. It might have been Carteret that time. Loden on the serve. Timo keeps it alive after it's back over. And 2 Canalmen players, Cox and Carvalho, both hit it at the same time. That time it'll be Carvalho. Duff, left side, Brown, back, and another Raiders point. You can probably see right in the middle of your screen, showing up now in the gym about an hour and a half early, is Raiders head coach Emily Travis. Again, we're going to be broadcasting all 3 games of this tri-match. We got JV coming up next, and then varsity later on tonight. That's Carteret on the serve. Carvalho will send it over. Brown in for Duff. Good job there by Timo, and it drops. Jenna Stanko closest to it. Carly Kent checks back in for Jenna Stanko. The Raiders 5 points away now from taking this match. Jessica Cataret, short serve. Sasha Brown finally back in after a long rest on the bench. Replaces Hannah Cox, and Brennan Timo will serve it on the left side. Timo, a good serve, dropping quickly. A good dig there by the Raiders. And it drops in. On the dig that time, Kendra Kudo. And it's Lily Fisher on the serve. Another high one will make its way over fairly easily, and she hits it backwards on a good touch over to Duff. Kept alive by Kent, running over Carvinen. The third hit from Bourne works by Brown. Back on the side, Jillian Brown for Somerset Berkley drops. Lily Fisher again. Another good serve over. It drops. Again, just miscommunication between Carvinen and Kent. Again, the coaches were both saying that communication was one of their keys to the game. And again, still early on in the year. We're only 2 to 3 weeks in. You got 2 more months to figure this out. Another Raiders point, and it's set and match point now for the ladies in blue. That's Loden sending it over and hitting that one out of bounds, I believe, was Kudo. There's Bella Cavarlo going to need at least 14 straight to keep it going, and it's going to be short. The Raiders take set 2, 25-10. They've taken the match 2-0. Great effort by Somerset Berkley in this freshman game, as both teams will be lining it up in just a second. Great work again by both of these freshman sides. The Bourne team actually had some very nice plays in there. Very impressed, I would say, with Brenna Timo and Hannah Cox the most for Bourne, especially on those dig attempts. And it looks like they're just going to have some fun at the end. Looks like a 5-minute running clock mode. And might as well keep going on here, right? It's Timo over, and that one will drop. Now, I know, Mackenzie, you said you were involved in volleyball, and I'm kind of new. I'm not the expert on it. What's going on right now? Why is there another 5 minutes for it? Are you? You don't know. Hey, guess what? I'm about as certain as you right now. I have no idea. I don't think this is going to go into the official scoring in any way or not. This also might be, too, because you still got both teams that are warming up over there. Bourne was a little late getting here, so maybe they're just trying to space out this time as much as they can. Short serve. Makes it 2-1 Bourne. Layla Blake on the serve. believe for both sides, everybody got into this freshman match. So that's good to see in terms of a depth perspective for both South Coast Conference teams. It'll be Riley Duff on the serve right side. And that foot was on the line. The referee didn't call it. That was almost a hand violation by Anna Kirby. Another dropping serve and an ace point. And 3 subs coming in for Bourne this time. Claire Buckley, Tabor Ellis, and Haley Morrison will replace Brenna Timo, McKenna Loden, and Angelina Carvinen. Short serve will bring this bonus set to 3-3. And maybe they're also doing this too because the sets were both ended very quickly. Somerset Berkley won 25-8 and 25-10. Tapped backwards, kept alive by the Raiders and Brown, and Bauer sends it over, and it goes off of the hands of Hannah Cox. Cox high up in the air and a nice hit. And it drops. Kirby got close to that netting. Going to be a good JV and varsity matches coming up soon. Both teams know for sure on the varsity side have winning records. I assume the same for the JV sides. Bourne's been dominating there. The Somerset Berkley program, very young and very hopeful for their volleyball future. It's been since 2002, the last time that the Raiders won a volleyball state championship. That was in Division II. Bourne's last year was in Division 5. And this is probably going to be the last serve here as the clock hits 3 seconds. There it comes up in the air, sent on over, and there's the horn. Might as well keep it alive. That's Jillian Brown. And it's hit backwards. I guess that counts as a win there. Bonus set there, Raiders sweep, if you want to call it that. Now both teams will line up after a tremendous freshman game. Mackenzie and I are going to take about a half-hour break on our TV and YouTube feeds, and we'll be back for the junior varsity game in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. All right, everyone, we're back inside the Veterans Memorial Gymnasium at Somerset Berkley Regional High School, about to start the second of our 3 games in this afternoon's women's volleyball tri-match. Somerset Berkley, again, taking on Bourne High School. If you're joining us on any of our platforms, we're on Berkley Community Access TV Channel 9, Somerset Access TV Channel 98, Bourne Community Television Channels 13, 14, and 15, and our Blue Raider Studios YouTube channel. We do thank you, Keegan Hamblett, with Mackenzie Pertel on camera. Somerset Berkley defeated Bourne 2-0 in the freshman match, looking to continue their dominance against an undefeated junior varsity Bourne team. And it looks like Somerset Berkley will serve first. It's going to be Brooke Parent on the serve. Again, similar to the freshman side, junior varsity, it's first to 2 set wins. We go best out of 3. Sending that one over is Lexi Dede for Bourne. Parent has it again on the side for Gooch, kept alive by Yarnell. Back over again for Flaherty, and that was 3 touches, didn't get it over. Got to talk to Bourne JV head coach Russell about keys to the game. She was saying her main keys are serving aggressively, swing with smart shots, and communication on defense. It's Sophia Brito on the serve for Bourne, setting up in the middle, serving in the middle. It's going to end up for Cini. Good dig by Yarnell, up high. We get a violation, it looks like, on the netting, and it's going to be a Bourne Canalmen point. Brito again on the serve, another line drive one. That was Gobiel setting it up. Now back over for Cini, heading towards the line, and it took a touch off of the libero, Maggie Berry. It was heading out, but sometimes you have that rushed instinct and just elect to hit it. Hayden Gooch on the serve. And it drops down, ace point. Brito was the closest one to it for Bourne. That serve going over everybody that time. That's push-ups. Every single time, Bourne will earn a point. Miller is subbing in for Bourne, replacing Maggie Berry. Marked as an official substitution that time. And Lexi Dede will try to serve this one away again. Dede not going over. A little bit short that time. Four to 3, Somerset Berkley over Bourne. In the early going of the junior varsity match, that's Berry setting it up. Back behind for Riley and tapped back over by Brito, but out of bounds. Line drive serve over, another ace point. Brito up in the air, Miller in the mix. It's not going over after 3 touches again. Yarnell on that last touch. But Somerset Berkley is looking sharp here against Bourne. And the Canalmen players trying to pump up their team. We had a timeout called on the court by Bourne High School, with Somerset Berkley having a 7-3 advantage so far. And we previewed it in the freshman game that when this varsity matchup comes up in about an hour to an hour and a half, can only imagine what the energy is going to be like, not just for the fans, the parents, and however many students elect to come here tonight, but the players on the side, the freshman JV players that are going to be watching, and the varsity players on the bench. So it's going to be up there for a Game of the Year candidate in the South Coast Conference. Bourne will definitely go into it as the quote-unquote favorite. And you never know, anything could happen. These two schools, I would say, probably have the best environments in all of the South Coast Conference. After the timeout, a nice hit back by Parent. I don't know how in the world that one dropped in the middle on the other side, but it did. That's an 8th point for the Raiders. Caitlin Hill checking in for Bourne, replacing Bella Flaherty. Another line drive serve and an ace point. Evelyn Addy. Some nice serves going on so far. That makes it 6 straight now for the Raiders. Another line drive one, dropping quick. It was off the arms of Brito. That one heading over everybody, but a terrific run by Evelyn Addy. Shea Riley on the serve for Bourne. Line drive one. Barrow keeps it alive. It's away from everybody. That was Parent trying to get it over on the side. And someone's wearing 12 out there. I don't have a 12 on my Somerset roster. Well, looks like Lucy Gooch wearing 12. Also part of the varsity team, probably just has it in the early going. Lucy Gooch, a part of the varsity girls basketball program here at Somerset Berkley. Only a sophomore, too. And she did get some minutes last year, I will say, on that varsity girls basketball program. Was definitely the leader of that JV team. And this volleyball team and that girls basketball program last year were coached by the same person, head coach Emily Travis. Emily Travis, however, will not be returning as the head coach of Somerset Berkley girls basketball. Assistant coach Andy Lawrence has taken over for that program. And another one of the assistant coaches for the Somerset Berkley boys basketball program, Chris Mendes, has taken over as the head coach of that boys basketball program after Slater announced his retirement after 16 years at the helm. Here's Brooke Parent with it, getting it over to Lucy Gooch. It drops down. Stella Vieira, another one of those varsity girls basketball players, subbing on in for Lila Cini. Miscommunication on that one. Riley and Miller both hitting it at the same time. Head coach for this junior varsity program is Kimberly Ferrara. It was my mistake earlier. It was Jessica Albin, the head coach of the freshman team, as the Raiders are going to earn another point to run that score to 13-7. Both of them are assistant coaches for the varsity team. And there's a third one, too. Not a coach of either of these two non-varsity teams. Adam Oman, who's actually sitting right next to head coach Travis right now, right behind the scores table. Bourne's also got 3 assistant coaches, Kara Russell, Naylon Dunlop, and Cassie Lee. Miller comes on over to take a seat. Here's another serve and a misstep, it looked like, from Vieira that time. Coach Russell going on over trying to figure out who the next server is. And it's going to be Emma Yarnell. First, before the service substitution, Ellie Jones in for Sophia Brito. Yarnell on the serve. Popped up in the air. Right side for Gooch. A good dig there that time by Yarnell. Back on the other side. Jones sending it over, and it drops down. Nice dig attempt that time, wouldn't work, by Gooch. Cadence Gooch that time. (14-10) is the score in set one. Gooch will pop it up for Brooke Parent. Back into the mix for Mallory Rivers. Good tap there by Rivers. And the Raiders will finally have another serve. But Quinn Gobiel will check in first for Lucy Gooch. Jones and Yarnell unable to hit that one over. It was set up nicely, but a little bit behind. And Yarnell had to reach for it with one hand on the fist. We have yet to see Bourne head coach David Moore in the building yet. Moore in his second stint with this Bourne Canalmen volleyball program. Again, brought home that state title last season. It was their first since 2018. Quinn Gobiel again on the serve. And let's see. Had discussion at the table. This might be a question on who's serving or who should be in right now. Again, you can hear a pin drop in this building. Also nice seeing some of the Raider volleyball players helping out at that scores table. Yeah, it looks like they're all set. There's a serve over, a good dig there by Cotton. Tap backwards by Parent. Nice reverse hit by Hill, and it drops. Lexi Didi back into the match. Looks like she's going to set up top on that left side. As the libero, Maggie Berry, will serve it up in the middle, libero to libero that time. And it drops after Kylie Cotton mishit it. (18-11) in set number one. Again, we go best of 3 sets. And Varsity will go on to best of 5. Just a mishit on the serve there. Another short one that time. It was Caitlin Hill on the end of it. And I don't think it was because of that. I know a lot of the times we see the substitutions, it's just for the serving order. It's not because they messed up on the serve. It was Bella Flaherty checking in. She lines up on the right side. Right across from Ellie Jones. Canalmen point there. And Brito about to check back in. Ellie Jones will go take a seat. Looks like another sub coming in too. Yarnell will go in for Cotton. It's going to be Brito on the serve. Her team down 6. Gooch couldn't get it on over to Parent. Timeout called by Somerset Berkley. And a 19-14 set 1 lead. And why don't we take a short break on our TV feeds? We'll be right back. All right, we're back out of the timeout. We missed some fun and game shenanigans during that timeout. Yeah, the Bourne players that are sitting off to the side, both a combination of freshmen and varsity players trying to get into the heads of the Raiders. I think that's mostly the freshman crew. As here comes the next group up. The varsity players beginning to walk in now. Ace point here for Somerset Berkley. Was off the hand of Didi. And there he is walking in on the left side. You probably get a shot right of him. David Moore, head coach of Bourne. One of the greatest coaches, probably the greatest coach in the history of the program. Berry able to get it on over to Yarnall. It goes out of play. Nice effort, though. Gooch on the serve. 3 points away from winning the set. Another ace point coming up here. Again off the hands of Yarnall. Emma Yarnall was big for Bourne in last week's junior varsity matchup against West Bridgewater. Tapped nicely there by Didi. Back in the middle for Riley, and it's short. Set point here for the Raiders. There it is. Somerset Berkley takes set one, 25-14. And what better way to do it on an ace point? We'll take another short break on all of our platforms as both teams switch sides, and we'll be back for set number 2 in about 3 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. All right, back inside the Veterans Memorial Gymnasium in the second of 3 matches today. It's the junior varsity matchup going on right now between Somerset Berkley and Bourne. The Raiders took the first set, 25-14. Both teams have swapped sides, and Somerset Berkley, boy, if they're able to get a sweep of this whole tri-match, what a result that would be. And a message sent to the South Coast Conference. These two teams, you can easily make a case, are the top 2. Pontiac is definitely up there, too. Somerset Berkley, I believe, beat them the other day, too, in that varsity match. And again, we do thank you for watching on any of our feeds. If you're watching on our YouTube feeds, which are Bourne Community TV and Blue Raider Studios, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I don't know if this is going to go down as 3 separate videos or one long video of all the games we're doing today, but it definitely helps out all of the networks that we broadcast on. For our TV networks, we're broadcasting on Berkeley Community Access TV Channel 9, Somerset Access TV Channel 98, and Bourne Community TV Channels 13, 14, and 15. Do want to shout out my camera person, Mackenzie Pertell, filming all of the games today for all of our platforms. I'm Keegan Hamblett on commentary. Start of set 2, Shea Riley on the serve. Line drives a not over the net. Another line drive serve, tapped in the air. And Brito's going to have to send this one backwards, and it drops down right in front of Gooch. Nice reverse hit by Brito. It's Yarnall this time. Lines up on her left side. Short. We got a substitution coming on for the Raiders. Mallory Rivers will go up front, joining Vanessa Antonio and Agatha Almeida. Bourne sends it over close to that line on the side. Parent left side, and a nice hit over by Vanessa Antonio. And a little bit too far for Brianna Donovan that time. And a miss hit, and it almost went in the basketball hoop that time. Should be double points. I think she was behind the arc too. Maybe count that as 3 points if it happened again. Speaking of 3 points, that's what Somerset Berkley is up right now in set 2, 4-1. And Addie couldn't get over the net that time. One libero comes in, the other one comes out. Lexi Dede on the serve. Dede, a nice punch over on the side. Kept alive by Parent and tapped over by Antonio. Maul in the mix. Kennedy sent it over. Back on the side by Almeida. And it goes out of play. Lila Cini back into the match to replace Agatha Almeida. Looks like now they're going to have to wait. Actually, scratch that substitution. Cini's going to have to wait to come back in. The referees are now going to confer with each other. So the ruling on that last one, it's a deflection and a Raiders point, and now the sub is made. Cini's in for Almeida. Cini, a nice serve. Riley keeps it up, backwards hit. Brito couldn't get it to work that time. That was another line drive and an ace point by Lila Cini. Kylie Cotton back into the match for Bourne, replacing Emma Yarnell. The back line right in the middle. 7-2 Somerset Berkley in the second set. If they win the second set, they are the winners of the junior varsity match. On the side for Parent, left side, line drive hit over. And a kill for Vanessa Antonio. Another high serve, popped up by Cotton, off to the table. Oh, and it knocked a drink over. I don't know if that's the referee's drink or one of the score people's drinks they're putting in the cup holder. That's right at about my spot at that table for these home basketball games. And now what do we got? Guess the serve came too early. Ace point there. Kennedy hit it backwards. Varsity kept up by Cotton at that back line. Nice head over by Flaherty. Here's Parent setting it up in the middle for Rivers. It's over everybody. Did it take a touch? No, it did not. Flaherty on the serve for Bourne. 10-3. Raiders over the Canalmen. Another substitution here for Somerset Berkley. Ava Fitzgerald into the match for the first time, replacing Vanessa Antonio. And Ellie Jones comes back in for Bourne. Shea Riley will take a seat, and the serve came early again. Yeah, everybody's having a giggle out there. Even some of the Bourne players are having a laugh at that one. That's the second time in the last 6 or 7 serves that time. And it's short of the netting. Coach Russell might want to think about using a timeout soon. Get 2 to use each set. Another line drive off the top of the netting. Kennedy receives it again, and she can't hit it over. There's a whole bunch of wide open space if she notices it on that right side. She went for that right side, short of the net that time. Yarnell back in for Cotton. And Bree Donovan will be on the serve. And short that time. Nice dig there by Bourne, but it's going out of play. Yarnell with a tremendous effort. (15-4). Malik on the serve. Close to that back line, and it drops another ace point. Bree Donovan had the touch trying to leave it for Sophia Brito. Here's the serve. That one goes out of play that time. The Raider Varsity players in their uniforms, about a half hour away from the start, unless this one goes to a third set. Does not look like, as of now, we'll knock on wood, that that's going to happen. Fitzgerald will send it over, and that one drops in right in the corner. Nice hit by Ava Fitzgerald. Parent will take it this time, but first Almeida will check in for Cini. Up top, you got Almeida, Gooch, and Addy for Somerset Berkley. And nearly hit them in front as the serve was short. On that back line for Somerset Berkley, you got Malik, Fitzgerald, and Parent. Ellie Jones on the serve. And up front for Bourne, you got Flaherty, Yarnell, and Kennedy. Actually, it was Dede. Looked like there might have been a swap out there. Kennedy wears 18 for Bourne. And checking in is 18 for Somerset. How about that? Vanessa Antonio in for Ava Fitzgerald. Raiders have 18 points too. Guess that's the lucky number, as there's an ace serve for Shea Riley. Marie Mall into the game now for Ellie Jones. Again, I'm interested to see what this crowd's going to be like for the varsity game. Again, for all the Bourne fans that were out there, we covered Wednesday's game against West Bridgewater. It was a great student turnout after a lot of athletic events were taking place. You've got the girls' soccer programs who are home right now out on the front grass fields against Bourne High School, too. You got the boys' soccer team that's going to be coming back from Bourne High probably towards the end of set number 1, the beginning of set 2. And you've got the football team that usually comes here for a lot of the matches, that they're going to be finishing up their practice pretty soon, too. Usually they end around 5 o'clock. I believe they're on the turf today. Maggie Berry in for Bree Donovan. Shay Riley on the serve. Cuts it into the middle. A good tap by Flaherty. Sent back over. Lined up by Perrin into the middle looking for the kill. It wouldn't work. 3 redirections. Somehow got changed there. Mall was the last one who had a shot at it. It's Gooch again on the serve and an ace. Bourne running out of chances. And Russell going to keep this game going as long as she can as she takes her first timeout of the set. We'll keep it here during the timeout. Again, we get the varsity match coming up in about a half hour or so between these two teams and what could be a Game of the Year candidate for the South Coast Conference. And at the beginning, you're actually going to see me in a different location. I'll be announcing the participants for both teams down at court level, and then I got to rush up here while the anthem is playing to get ready. Again, this Bourne varsity side is loaded with sophomores and seniors. There's only one junior on that roster, and that would be number 8, Emily Sudo. The Somerset Berkley side's got representation on all the grade levels. They have 6 seniors on their roster. They've got 4 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 1 freshman. The freshman is number 4, Madison Bednars. Gotta love when you see freshmen on varsity rosters in their first year. Means you're gonna be set for them, for the program, as that one's heading out for a few years to come. This now makes it set and match point for Somerset Berkley. Caden Scooch again on the serve. Here it comes. Out of play. The Raiders take it. 2-0 yet again. This time it's 25-6. The first set was 25-14. Both teams line up for the good game handshakes. And Mackenzie and I are going to take about a half-hour break. Let the varsity teams warm up, and then we'll get set for Bourne vs. Somerset Berkley Varsity Girls Volleyball. Stick around on any of our platforms. We'll be back.